Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPaWrites here again, and today we got some official gameplay footage for the Winter Soldier in Marvel's Avengers, and I can't wait. He drops next week, and I'm really excited to check him out. We get some new endgame content to go alongside with him, so I'm really excited about this update, and I'm looking forward to leveling him up, making some builds for him, and you'll definitely see that on the channel. But let's check out the gameplay and see how he's going to perform in the game. I hope he's going to be good, because I'm really anticipating him being a solid character after he got Mighty Thor.
Marvel's ultimate anti-hero, the Winter Soldier, is coming to Marvel's Avengers, and we're here to give you the lowdown on how to make the most of his abilities. The Winter Soldier was once Bucky Barnes, Captain America's faithful sidekick. After he was seemingly killed in the explosion that left Cap frozen in ice, Bucky was resurrected by the shadowy Soviet covert agency, Department X. The Soviets gave Bucky a powerful bionic arm and trained him to be an expert in hand-to-hand combat and marksmanship, unleashing his deadly combination of power and precision on the world as the Winter Soldier. Freed from the sway of his captors, the Winter Soldier now relies on his former training to fight for justice. A powerhouse damage dealer, he excels in both close-up and personal brawling and medium-ranged marksmanship. And his customizable combat kit sets him apart from other heroes, making him a versatile and fresh addition to the Marvel's Avengers roster. Let's break down what makes Bucky distinct from the rest of the Avengers by diving into his unique suite of combat abilities. Bucky can modify his base abilities by turning on his intrinsic ability, Steel-Forged Tenacity. This is charged by parrying damage, leading to a customizable defensive boost. Red Star Rising, Bucky's intrinsic overcharge, triggers an area of affected damage explosion good for clearing small mobs, with a time-based bonus that gives increased moderate armor and increased melee damage. Winter Soldier has a series of awesome intrinsic attacks, including a light sprint called Glinting Blade, which deals damage with his knife, and his heavy sprint, Explosive Entrance, a powerful slam that sends enemies flying. Bucky's natural fighter light combo is a flurry of punches along with a kick and knife combo finisher. With the So Below signature air attack, slam into the ground, creating a shockwave that staggers nearby enemies. Send enemies flying with the heavy combo finisher, a metal arm bionic ground pound. Bucky's heavy power attack, Buckshot, can be upgraded to a combination ranged attack that gives you access to various modes of his rifle, including fully automatic fire, high-powered piercing rounds, and his grenade launcher. Winter Soldier's ranged attack, Suppressive Fire, blasts 3 high-damage rounds. When charged up, he fires a single high-powered round that can pierce armor or even multiple enemies at once. The Winter Soldier can cover ground quickly with his grappling hook and wall run abilities. Bucky calls his support heroic Soldier Tech Nonsense, a remnant of the tech Department X gave him. He doesn't know or care what its real name is or how it works, just that the personal stealth field it generates gives him an advantage in a fight. Airstrike is Bucky's assault heroic, which allows him to call in an airstrike to set a target that drops multiple bombs in succession on the battlefield. And when the battle isn't going your way, it's time to hit the Berserk button and unleash the Winter Soldier's room-clearing ultimate heroic, Protocol Override. Perform a bionic slam that stops enemies in their tracks and marks enemies for assassination within a 40-meter range around Bucky. This allows Bucky and his allies to instantly take down enemies without having to stun them. In addition, his melee damage increases and he is granted a new knife light combo attack. The Winter Soldier has arrived and he brings his powerful and devastating skill set to Marvel's Avengers. Whether you want to pick apart enemies from a distance or jump into the fray and engage in close quarters combat, the Winter Soldier is a master assassin with a customizable combat kit that makes him a versatile and nearly unstoppable addition to the Avengers roster. Your orders are to join us and experience his exciting story of vengeance and redemption when Winter Soldier makes his Marvel's Avengers debut in patch 2.7, available on November 29th.
Okay, so some thoughts initially. I feel like the invisibility could be really cool, and it'll be interesting to see if you want to use that artifact with speccing into the invisibility, or if that's not going to be worth it. But it could be good, and it could give you an advantage, especially if you're weak. Like saving it for when you're like heavily damaged or need to get out of danger, go invisible, heal up, get some kills, and then recover and go back into the fight. So that actually I think will be very useful. I do like the Black Widow's invisibility, so it's nice to have another one. The airstrike just seems like a common death from above type attack. Nothing too crazy there, but his heroic is almost like a combination of Brooklyn Brawler with some stun locked enemies, like some finisher capable enemies, or you can just kind of execute them whenever they are in the like have the status effect, which is cool, and I think is going to be a little bit unique compared to what we've seen in the past with other abilities. The question is going to be, is he going to do enough damage? Because we've seen with like Thor and Mighty Thor how strong those characters are just for doing insane amounts of damage. Whereas he has a lot of statuses, a lot of other things he's going to do. Now, if his gun is useful at mid-range, like if you can kind of stay back and just use his gun to whittle enemies down, if it really is effective like that, then he's going to be a nice little support character rather than a tank like you might see from Captain America, or just a pure like damage character like the Thors. So I don't know. I'm excited to see how he plays out. I can't wait to build him. I'll probably focus on 2 different builds, a melee build and a ranged build. Just depends on which one of them really is able to shine. The perks you can get, the different abilities, all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited, man. I think it's been a long time coming, waiting for him to drop into the game, and he's a unique character. He doesn't play like any of the other ones. He kind of has a little bit of Captain America with a little bit of Black Widow, but nothing that feels like a clone ability compared to any of those. So I'm very excited about that. I can't wait to see how it goes. I'll use his gun pretty often, probably. Like I said, I have played a ton of FPS games in my time, so I'm probably going to really enjoy that. Although I didn't really care for Black Widow's pistols all that much in the game, so we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, let me know in the comments down below. Are you excited about Winter Soldier? Are you going to come back to the game if you've put it down? Or you'll be checking out the new endgame content, any of that kind of good stuff? Stay tuned, because I'll have gameplay of my own as well as builds going forward for the Winter Soldier once he does drop in the game on November the 29th. Anyway, I hope you have a good one. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. My name is JoPa, and I'll catch you all later.